Hello everyone, I welcome you all in this video. In the last video we have seen Europe and India second number chapter of history. In that period of Renaissance, Leonardo da Vinci, religious reform movement, geographical discoveries, intellectual revolution in Europe, revolution in political sphere, American War of Independence, French Revolution. And in this video we are going to study industrial revolution, rise of capitalism, colonialism, imperialism and the British East India Company in India, then struggle between English and French, foundation of the rule of India Company in Bengal, British Mysore struggle, British control over Sindh, fall of Sikh power, and many other events in Indian history will study in this video. So students concentrate totally and listen this video and watch this video carefully. In the later period of 18th century, that is a part of industrialization, and we are going to discuss here one point. In the later period of 18th century, there were many technological innovations in Europe, including new inventions of machines as well as use of the science, everything. There was production with the help of machines running on a steam, and the cottage industry were replaced by big factories. Machines came to be used instead of handlooms. Railway and a steamer became mode of transportation. The age of machines began, and that is known as industrial revolution. So you have to focus here, what is the age of industrial revolution, or the age of machines began, and that is known as industrial revolution. One more point, see students, industrial revolution began in England and then spread in other parts of west. And during this period, what happened? England enjoyed industrial prosperity and came to be described as a world factory. Rise of capitalism. With the discovery of new sea routes began a new era of trade between Europe and Asia. So many traders came forward to trade with eastern countries through the sea route, and it was not easy to carry out trade single-handedly because there was a risk of life and property, and hence many traders came together and started a trade. So due to this matter, many traders came together and one company had a firm. That company established, and company through the trade had started with the other nations, especially African nations and Asian nations. Thus there was a rise of many trading companies. Trade with Oriental countries was very profitable. Oriental countries means Asian countries, and African some countries are responsible for the economic prosperity, and hence European rulers started giving military protection. With the military protection, trade concessions also given to the trading companies, and this led to accumulation of wealth in Europe, means the wealth of Africa and Asia started reaching in Europe continent, and this property was used in the form of capital for trade and commerce, which led to a rise of capitalist economic system in Europe. Means the richness of the Asia and the Africa continent had lowering, and wealth in Europe started increase through the trading, and it was profitable for all the companies, especially East India Company, Then Portugal's company or the Portugal traders also means taken lot of efforts to gain a profit through the trade with India. We'll study means a better way in next some topics. See here students, colonialism. Colonialism means one country exploiting another country by making it into a colony. Colonialism means a country exploiting another country by making it into a colony, and a powerful country on the basis of economic and military strength. See, economic and military strength occupies another region and establishes its political supremacy. Here you can take example of British East India Company, which we are going to study immediately. The powerful country on the basis of economic and military strength. Such companies had economical power also and the military strength also, so they became successful to establish the political supremacy in the African or the Asian some countries. See here, this is known as colonialism. This is known as colonialism, which companies use the economical power and the military power, and this tendency of colonialism led to a rise of imperialism. Means colonialism gave one more historical term or the historical method or the historical factor, that is the imperialism among the European nations, especially England, France, Portugal, Spain and many other. Imperialism means a system in which a powerful country controls other countries by establishing its overall domination, where control other countries by establishing its overall domination and establishing many colonies. Not only one colony, many colonies, and many countries from Asian and African continent fell prey, became part of this all the nations colony, and to these imperialist aspirations of the European nations. All the European nations had followed the imperialism policy, and they made so many colonies in Asia and Africa. In the easy way we can understand here. See students, imperialism of British East India Company in India. There was a competition among European countries for acquiring a trade monopoly in India. The British established British East India Company in 1600 AD to carry out trade in India, and this company took permission from Emperor Jahangir and established its factory in Surat. It was the first factory of British East India Company, and that established or opened in 1600, and the trade between India and England was carried out through this company, British East India Company. Next, England and the France, or the struggle between English and French, were rival in the competition for trade in India, and due to this there were 3 wars fought between them, which are known as Carnatic Wars. Carnatic Wars. In the Third Carnatic War, England finally defeated France. Third Carnatic War, England finally defeated France, and therefore now there was no strong European competitor for the British East India Company in England. Means British East India Company alone or remain alone a strong company in India in the trading as well as in the political matter. Foundation of rule of India Company in Bengal. The Bengal province was one of the most prosperous province in India during that time. In 1756 AD, Siraj ud Dawla became the Nawab of Bengal. Siraj ud Dawla. East India Company officers misused the trade concessions. Whatever the concession they had got, they used in the wrong way, obtained from Mughal emperor in Bengal province. The English built fortification. It was the reason. So the conflict had started. English built fortification around the factory at Kolkata without the permission of the Nawab. Hence, Siraj ud Dawla captured the factory at Kolkata. The Kolkata reached in the hands of Siraj ud Dawla, which was the property of British East India Company. And because of that, what happens here? This created discontent in England. British East India Company or the British traders decided to take revenge. Robert Clive diplomatically bribed Mir Jafar. Yes, Robert Clive, don't forget here name. Diplomatically bribed Mir Jafar, the commander-in-chief of the Nawab's army, Mir Jafar, and also promised to make him the Nawab of Bengal after Siraj ud Dawla. Nawab Siraj ud Dawla and the British troops met at Plassey in 1757 AD. Yes, what is the place where the both sided army came front of each other? Plassey. But under the leadership of Mir Jafar, the Nawab's army made no move, no movements at all, and to actually join the battle, and hence Siraj ud Dawla was defeated in the Battle of Plassey in 1757 AD due to Mir Jafar's wrong work or giving side of British one. Here, Mir Jafar became the Nawab of Bengal with the support of British, but later he started protesting against the British, and hence his son-in-law Mir Qasim was made the Nawab. At the beginning, Mir Jafar cooperated and supported to the British, but afterwards he started protesting, and on his protest he removed on his position, and his son-in-law Mir Qasim was made the Nawab. Mir Qasim tried to put restrictions on the illegal trade of British, because British had used their power in the wrong way to control their power and methods, and hence once again the Mir Jafar was made the Nawab of Bengal. Mir Jafar, Mir Qasim, and once again Mir Jafar became Nawab of Bengal. To restrict the activities of British in Bengal, Mir Qasim, Shuja ud Dawla, the Nawab of Ayodhya, and Mughal Emperor Shah Alam formed an alliance and ran a campaign against British East India Company. In 1764 AD, Battle of Buxar was fought in Bihar. See the second battle. First in Plassey, second in Bihar, that is a Buxar place. After this battle, British East India Company got the right to collect the revenue from Bengal province as per the Treaty of Allahabad. In the Indian history, the Treaty of Allahabad is most important because history turn here, and in this manner the foundation of British rule in India was laid in Bengal. Hyder Ali, British Mysore struggle. Hyder Ali from Mysore state rebelled and took control of Mysore. Means one by one how British East India Company started grabbing the region of India, and they focus now in South India, Mysore dynasty. After the death of Hyder Ali, his son Tipu Sultan became the ruler of Mysore. Hyder Ali afterwards Tipu Sultan, and he tried his best to fight against the British. All capacity or the all energy had used against the British, and at the end the Tipu Sultan died in the battle at Srirangpattam in 1799, and in this manner the British took control of the Mysore territory also. Yes, one by one they started capturing the region of India. Now British control over Sindh. To strengthen the British power in India, the English turned their attention towards northwest frontier. Northwest frontier, today's Punjab, Haryana, or the Pakistan region, which was earlier part of India. They feared that British feared that Russia might attack India through Afghanistan, and hence the English started establishing their influence over Afghanistan and decided to capture Afghanistan. The route towards Afghanistan went through Sindh, but the Sindh was not controlled by the British, so the British understood the importance of the Sindh and hence captured it in 1843. Yes, to control the Russia's attack, Afghanistan was required under their dominance, but Sindh was in middle, so they first did Sindh in under their control and afterwards Afghanistan. Here, fall of Sikh power. In the beginning of 19th century, the power in Punjab was in the hands of Ranjit Singh. Through this image you will come to know that Ranjit Singh. After the death of Ranjit Singh, his minor son Dalip Singh came to the throne. Dalip was minor son of Ranjit Singh. On his behalf, his mother Queen Jindan looked after the state affairs but could not keep control over the officers because many officers were corrupted and the sided of British East India Company. So it became difficult for her to look after the state affairs and Sardars also. Fall of Sikh power. Once again, the next what happened? Taking advantage of this situation, the British bribed some of the Sikh Sardars on their side, and the Sikh community thought that the British will attack Punjab, and hence they launched an attack on the British. So here the conflict between or the struggle between Sikh and British started. In this first Anglo-Sikh war, the Sikh were defeated, but still Dalip Singh remained on the throne, but the growing impact of British over Punjab was not acceptable to the Sikh. The Sikhs were decided to reject the interference of British in their region, and they decided to stop their involvement in the politics or in their life, and that was the reason of fall of Sikh power. Mulraj, officer of Multan, revolted against the English with the thousands of the Sikh soldiers participated in the war against the British. But in the second war, the Sikhs had to face defeat again. In the first war also were defeated, the second war also were defeated, and the great loss of economically or the politically taken place. In 1849, the British finally captured the entire region of Punjab. Entire region of Punjab means the Sindh region or the Punjab also reached in the hands of the British after Mysore. One by one they were capturing. And students, here we are going to study the Marathas, were the important strong rulers in India. How did the British strengthen their foundation of rule in India? By defeating the Marathas will be studied in the next chapter. The next chapter will study about the Marathas, like the capable rulers, the decision taken, the treaty signed, and was the responsible for the fall of Maratha power. Everything will study in next chapter. Hope that through this video you understood some important events in the Indian history, including Industrial Revolution, a rise of capitalism or the colonialism, imperialism or the imperialism of the British East India Company in India, or the struggle between English and French, foundation of rule of India Company in Bengal. Even students, we have discussed here the British Mysore struggle also, the Hyder Ali and the Tipu Sultan's contribution to save Mysore dynasty, the British control over the Sindh also, the importance of the Afghanistan we have studied here, even the fall of the Sikh power, contribution of the Ranjit Singh, Dilip Singh and Queen Jindan, and we are going to study Marathas contribution as well as struggle in the next chapter. Hope that you have understood here. Students, after this video you will get the PDF form exercise of this topic. You have to complete it in your history notebook. So students, take care of yourself, take care of your family member. Jai Hind.